Hi guys, welcome back to Friggin' Jeep. I'm glad you came along. My name's John and always glad to see everybody here. I hope you guys enjoyed the Steam show as much as I did. I had a really good time up there. Also had a really good time up at the Hope event. There's starting to come out now a lot of videos that is it JAZ.net or something like that. Go check his channel out. Jason, he did a super job of doing the show, and there's a lot of other good videos that they're starting to come out now. So got home yesterday, I think, started cleaning up. We got a birthday party coming in here on Friday. It's supposed to rain on tomorrow, so it's like start cutting the grass, getting the front yard ready because big bonfire party for the grandchild. So I come back to the, it's always the way this is around here, come back to get the lawnmower. Well, you got to move the Bobcat to get the lawnmower out because that's just the way I park things in the barn. Bobcat won't start. Well, I take that back, it'll start, but it's throwing all sorts of codes. The daggone animals, I'm assuming, got in there. I don't want to speak too early, but the fact that it said I had no gas and I just put fuel in it because I had fuel delivered, so it was a full tank, and it said no fuel, and there was no signs of fuel underneath of it, so I know that the sensor's probably gone, but I don't know if it cuts out because it says it's got so low on fuel it just shuts out. It says absolutely none. I don't know, but it's shooting 4 codes, so you can't just get that out. Okay, it has a park pin in there, and if there's anything wrong with it, all 4 wheels are locked up, and I don't know the way to override it. I gotta go over to Bobcat and see if there's a way to override that and just have them pick it up and take it over there and fix it. I see bees around here. I hope I didn't hit a bee's hive. There's a yellow jacket down there. Anyhow, and to even get it out, to get it out of the barn, you have to have something bigger than, my neighbor was down here. I was talking to him for a little while ago. He says, well, I'll just pull it out with the he's got like a little Jeep. It's a Razor. I don't know what it is. I said, you don't understand. That thing's, 4 times heavier. Oh, I got the windshield to pull 8,000 pounds. I said, yeah, but your vehicle is going to go in before that comes out. So I gotta figure that out. So I'm going to go over to Bobcat, but there's another birthday party today for a grandkid that I got to be ready to go in, I don't know, about another 2 hours. So I just want to get this log off there. So up at the Hope Farm, there was a log up there, and I was helping on the Evo. What a heck of a nice piece of equipment. I'm watching the yellow jackets down here. I hope I don't look tasty to them. Anyhow, so I was watching the Evo and helping with that, and there was a log coming up. I said, oh, that's a black walnut. And he says, oh yeah, there's another real nice one over there, which is over here now. He says, you should have seen the one we cut up earlier. It was absolutely gorgeous. I said, well, that's the way it is. It's firewood. I didn't really care. Well, they talked me into bringing it home. So we cut off the falling end and got this end on it. And I noticed there was a little punky spot. Well, it didn't show at the beginning. I hope you can see that because the light's coming the wrong. It was solid here. And I go, oh, that probably just goes in a little ways. Well, I started playing around with it. Okay. And, okay, let's go. There's 1 foot. There's, let's see, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot. So it's we're at 52 inches. Now that would have been a beautiful log had that, it was a double heart. Okay, it might even be a triple heart, I'm not sure. And then you have the crotching figure in here. It would have had a lot of what they call the feathered look. So I got to get that out of here. Well, the Bobcat, I probably wouldn't have taken it out of here with the Bobcat anyhow. It was set in here with a excavator, which can just come in and go, and it was on a level ground and all that kind of stuff. So it just sat there and then rolled over and taped. And I went to the Steam show with that in the back of there. Then I've been driving around. I said, it's time to get that thing out of here. So we're going to be using that. So I'm going to hook it up. I'm going to hook it up in 2 spots, hopefully is the plan. And then I'll bring you back once I get it all rigged. And hopefully we'll get it out. I can pick it up. And I still got to get grass cut back here. Now, I'm jumping all over the place like a Mexican jumping bean. Anyhow, I did get the front lawn where the party's going to be mowed. I used the that John Deere that I just got, I guess, last year, so that worked pretty good. But I'm kind of stuck right now. Everything's broke. My car has not been picked up yet. Tow truck's supposed to pick it up sometime this week and take it down to Jeffrey's. We're going to look at it at Jeffrey's. If we can't fix it down there, then it's going to go up to a regular shop to fix it. And if they want to estimate it out too high, they're going to total the car. So that's where we're at on that. But I don't really want a new to me car, because you're just, I don't know. If somebody got rid of it, it's probably because there's something wrong with it. Anyhow, I'll be back after I get this thing rigged up. Well, if all goes right, I'm going to pick it up and drive the truck out from underneath of it, then set it down on those boards, come back with a tool cat and put it someplace out of the way. I don't know if there is a place out of the way. That's not out of the way though. But that ought to get it up a little bit. So did I turn the camera on? Yeah, I did. I forget that a lot. Something. Just always something. Always something. I gotta let it back down. Well, you know what? Instead of that, I'll just unhook the other hook. It hooked this other strap, so I'll just throw it over there. Nothing's ever easy anymore, guys. That wasn't too hateful. I think I just pull out. I thought it was hooked to where I couldn't get that out. So now we're just going to pull forward. What's hanging it off? Well, it's still latched up there. I looked and didn't see it latched anywhere. went down and found its happy spot. You know, guys, I recommend anytime you're using heavy equipment and moving stuff around, if you can get a helper, get a helper. Because I didn't, you know, I looked and I thought that strap was hooked on the other side, but I looked and I didn't see it hooked on the other side, and helper probably would have spotted what I missed. Now I'm just going to unstrap it and pick it up and move it out of the way. It's in a happy spot right now. Did you see that? You guys know what a happy log is. Let's see if it's still happy. Yeah, it doesn't want to roll. I didn't need those blocks. Now when I hook this thing up, if you guys are into rigging at all, you might be better at it than I am, but if you're not and you want a little thing, I had a long enough strap to go around here, go up and go down and go around there. But if you had it uneven, it can slide through the hook this way or this way. So if I got a hook going up that way and a hook going up that way, this can't get any longer by pulling it from the other side. And then if you did go up and over, if you just do a loop in the top, it generally can't do that either. So I'm just going to unhook it and put all the straps away, and not sure what I'm going to do after this. So we'll be back in a bit. Hi guys, welcome to Friggin' Jeep. Guess you're going to get an intro in every time I turn the camera on, because I don't know where I'm going to start and where I'm going to stop and that kind of stuff. Anyhow, busy day yesterday, but cut short because we went to a birthday party. And, oh, I forgot to bring all the stuff out I was supposed to do. I'll have to do that in a follow-up of this thing. Anyhow, I got fairy hair. I don't know if it shows, not much sun out here. Just a couple. Granddaughter's birthday, part of it was they went up and got fairy hair, and for some reason the granddaughters talked me into getting a couple pieces of fairy hair. So that's how that ended up. Anyhow, but what we're working on today is this down tree. It's down by chainsaw, but it was hit by lightning many years ago, and it was bad, so it was time to have it come down. I did not drop it. Somebody else dropped it. And you can see it was quite a bit rotten, but they did a real good job. And they were just in the area, and that's why it got done. We've contracted them to do this tree and that tree up there, because that tree's already had one limb come down and hit the house, and I'm not that capable of doing that. And so they knocked a couple of limbs on this side of that tree off, but I got to take the fence down for them, and they're leaving the big stuff, and real nice group. So I told them we're just going to chip the small stuff. The big stuff I'll take down and use for firewood, even though it don't look like it's going to be real good firewood. There's a little rainbow poplar there. Anyhow, that's what I'm going to work on for a little bit. So I'll bring you back hopefully in a minute or two, and we'll get chopping on some of this. We'll see you. Bye-bye. Well, I guess I'm going to leave you guys about here. We'll get some of it. And I'm going to just drag it up that way, so when they come in with a chipper, they can just knock it out real quick, and then I'll get the big stuff. cluster. A lot of these branches are weird and I'm cutting them strange. Easier before going to the chipper. Some of them are going up and then doing 90 degree. So that's kind of why I'm cutting them the way I'm cutting them. So I'll bring you back when I do the next bit of cutting. Like I said, I'm just going to drag them up to where they can just come along and grab them with a chipper or grab them and throw them right in the chipper. Be back in a little bit. Well, here's kind of an update. It's later. How's that for an update? Anyhow, I've been working on it. I got about an hour into it now. I'm going to start chopping this down in small sections to get it. I want to carry it through the woods. I don't want to carry it through the front yard. Don't know why. The chainsaw's actually warming up for a change. And I got a big pile of brush up here for their chipper. And then I'm going to get down there and get some of that down there out of there. And I brought a basket up to put some of the pieces in the basket. And then I'll bring up the green bucket and put some in the bucket. So I'll bring you along for the chop attack. Might go good. Too hateful. I put the chainsaw in the dirt though when I was done. I didn't know how that was gonna wind down. It wanted to go down. See where the blowout is there for the from the lightning strike? That log wanted to roll my way, and so it just kind of put the chain in the dirt, but I don't think it hurt it too much. Then the next cut is right here. And just little sections so I can get through the woods. I'll probably lift that up and cut off the nastiness at the end. Look at all the black on this, where it was rotted up in here. This whole thing up in here is hollow, so it's going to be kind of interesting cutting in here. Bigger pieces there, that's why I'm going to bring up the green bucket and start stacking some in the green bucket, so I ought to be able to get up this done and get that done and get all those little pieces in there for just firewood. And then I might be able to start nibbling on this stuff here. So that's the plan. I'm going to go down and get rid of this log. And I think I'll come up and get the next one. So I'll bring you along for the next one too. The next one's going to be easier because I'm not backed up against the woods over there. Not going too bad. I'm okay with it. See you back in a bit. Bye.